It's Dave Kim for Grand Rapids Rock Alternative 97.9 GRD and WGRD.com. It's time for our annual check-in with Halestorm.
Hey!
Just checking in.
Just checking in. Last year you guys were here like twice in a span of a month. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And now, excuse me, I introduced them wrong. The Grammy Award winning
Thank you.
Halestorm.
Thank
Yes.
you.
How could I forget that? Come on.
The interview almost ended.
Oh, you said David. That's when you know I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
So has that buzz, has that high, have you come down from that, or is it still kind of surreal?
Hell no.
We're riding it.
We're riding it. It's still really surreal. And in fact, every time that somebody says it, we're like,
Oh yeah, that little thing.
yeah. So it's very cool, man. You have no idea.
Now, I mean, I remember exactly where I was. It's one of those things. I was at the Deltaplex at a show, and I was just on Twitter, and I saw that. I'm not sure if it was televised or not.
No. It's rock.
But I went like this and went, holy shit, that's awesome. So yeah, I was really proud for you guys. I'm sure a lot of fans were. So that's just awesome because, I mean, when you think about when you started, like years ago, and then the first time you're in Grand Rapids, September of '09, and just the way that you've evolved, not only musically, but even style-wise. I mean, come on, it just everything looks great. I mean, Josh looks like a dapper Joe Stamos at times with the grooming and everything.
Yeah, he just got Dave Matthews from somebody.
Oh, really?
He's like a chameleon. Just whatever everyone's into at the moment.
People always say Adam Levine.
I can see that.
Adam Levine.
You're a
I don't
skinny
get that
guy.
one. Yeah, skinny guy, black
Music
hair.
business.
Robin Thicke, maybe.
Oh,
Probably
yeah.
some Robin Thicke.
We're gonna analyze this later.
Making some women swoon.
you
So now, The Strange Case of has been out since April 2012. You've been just touring nonstop, and on the flip side, a band say actually this Saturday, Brandon is playing at the Intersection. They're only doing 4-5 shows this fall, and you guys are touring constantly. Do you want to actually reach a point in your career where you're only touring a few dates so you can spend more time with family, with friends, not as stressed?
Yeah, well, the thing is right now is that we don't really have, none of us are, married or have kids, and we do see our parents occasionally, but it's we really have nothing really
Married
holding
to
us.
the road.
Yeah, we're married to the road. Yes.
It's hard to say
The
right
road
now.
is
It's
a ride.
pretty early, but I guess eventually, I mean,
Yeah.
you tour with a bunch of bands that are like, man, I really miss my kids, I really miss my family.
Right.
But
Yeah,
luckily we don't really have too many ties right now, so we're pretty committed.
No ball and chains.
When that starts happening, I think maybe that'll shift our priorities enough, that we might want to do that. And I mean, of course,
Who knows?
I mean, we wouldn't even
If
have
we can
thought that
bring
we're here.
if we can bring our families on the road with us, then that would be the ideal situation, because then we could just go out constantly. Because we're more used to being on a bus than being at home. I mean, I sleep better in my bunk in the bus. We feel more at home in the bus. So,
Now, does that worry you though, where you feel more at home when you're not at home?
It's weird because when I go home, I can't sleep because the bed that I'm in is bigger. I'm used to sleeping in a coffin that is in an earthquake, shaking, loud noises. I go home, it's dead quiet, still, dark, and I'm just I can't sleep. So, I don't know.
Now,
So yeah, that's kind of weird.
right.
I'm not worried though. Don't worry.
has being on the road. I mean, obviously, you're now on a fancy bus now, but being on the road for all these years now, has it gotten easier?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It has.
definitely,
It has.
We're not driving anymore or something.
Yeah, got a bus. Yeah.
We're not dumping the piss tank anymore.
It's like,
Something Dave Matthews.
Every once in a while we'll do it just for fun. Hey, Mr. Driver, can we dump the piss tanks for old time's sake? He's like, no, it's my piss tank.
And it seems like you guys have more fun. I mean, you're posting on Vine all the time, RJ, and it just seems hilarious. And I mean,
That app is so addicting, man. It's
it
hilarious.
is, but I think it's a way for fans to relate to you guys, where no, they're not just people that you only see on stage. They're everyday people where they'll be silly on Vine or Twitter or whatever and Instagram like everyone else.
We embrace the social media pretty well. It's fun for us. We love it.
Mm-hmm. Does it sometimes feel like you guys have to update all the time? Just does it feel more business-like than?
No, not
No.
really. No, it's that's like our fun time.
If
Social
anything,
fun time.
anytime anyone says, "Hey, I'm following you now on Twitter," I'm like, "Oh God, why are you doing that?" I feel like I'm annoying people more than I am helping the situation. But
me too.
but it's fun, you know. And personally, I recommend it for any new band or even if you've been a band for a long time. It's really nice to stay in touch with everybody and really have a on the front lines kind of experience with these fans. Like they let you into their lives, and then you understand. So you know, maybe more so than you want to understand.
Right.
Where they're coming from and why they love you. So it's definitely great for. It's great for songwriting. It's great for business, and it is fun.
And a lot of the songs on this record were dedicated to a lot of specific fans. So yeah, it's you know, it's good.
I mean, just seeing when you did a VIP meet and greet with your fan club, and just how grateful they are. I mean, because I'll be honest, a lot of times fans can feel like they're entitled. They can be dicks. And it's really,
we got
sometimes
cool
it gets,
fans.
yeah, that's the thing. Like with Halestorm fans, that every single one was very appreciative and just very. It's like they feel like it's a once in a lifetime experience, and it's very refreshing to see nowadays.
We're appreciative of them, you know, of supporting us. Without them, you know, we'd be out of a job. So you know,
True.
So thank you guys.
Now, going back to Strange Case of now, are you working on a new record right now?
We're pulling ideas out of the ether, and we're gonna start assembling them any day now. Really, we're starting to get into that mode. So yeah,
Sort of get a rhythm.
we've been talking about it a lot lately. You know, especially just the overall direction. And I know she's written a whole bunch of lyrics, and I got a boatload of riffs. So
Is it easier to, because with a lot of bands, it's easier for them to write on the road, but then others like to just take a block of time and concentrate on writing. Where do you fit into that?
I'm always writing.
Yeah.
We're always writing, but the great thing about finally when you step into a studio is that like what happened with our last one, we were calling it creative purging, you know, whereas like we didn't do on this last record, we didn't do a whole lot of writing out on the road, and then all of a sudden we walk in the studio and it's like, you know, like here we are. There's all the things that we wanted to say for like 2 or 3 years, you know.
Right.
But
Yeah, you definitely feel more creative and more, you know, it's a different mindset. When you're on the road, you're kind of concentrating on your live show and doing the press, doing the interviews and stuff like that. When we get home, that's when we're kind of like, you know, I think more, you know, on the purge level.
You've been doing some shows with Avenged Sevenfold. Actually, you were at Soaring Eagle Casino not too long ago, and they just have another #1 record with Hail to the King. But there was Rob Flynn from Machine Head. He kind of was criticizing Avenged and saying that they ripped off a lot of riffs from older metal bands like Metallica or bands like that. And he wasn't being too critical. He was just poking fun. But do you feel like he's underestimating how much it hurts when you criticize your peers, especially in such a volatile industry like the music industry?
I mean, first and foremost, we all love that record, and I mean, personally, for me, I think that Avenged took a huge risk, and they did a lot of good for the rock community, not just the metal community, but the rock community, and I don't know, we love those guys, and we're really supportive of it. You can definitely hear they're wearing their influences on their sleeves, but
so do we.
yeah, so does everybody. I mean, really,
That's the thing, like, where do
really
you draw
anybody in the rock, metal, pop,
That's the way it's always
anybody,
been.
there's always something that you can pull from, and someone's always going to be like, oh, that's exactly that. That's the way it is. We all listen to, you know, the music that we like, and then that somehow sometimes comes out.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know about it publicly criticizing other music, you know, especially in the same genre. We're trying to.
We're all being supportive.
Right, exactly.
We're all in this together, man.
Yeah.
And rock is in the ghetto right now, and we gotta pull it up, you know. So
That is the good thing about the whole rock community is that, you know, there's really not that much competition that we've seen, especially with like this kind of newer splash of bands. And yeah, we're really we haven't toured with any bands that are really have been dicks to us, you know.
Right.
They're really supportive, and we've been lucky. A lot of bands support us through our careers. So.
Speaking of which, Avenged fans are freaking awesome.
Yeah.
They have like the best fans ever. Every time we play with them, they're so great to us, and yeah.
It's probably a cool thing that Rob is talking shit though, because you know, people generally talk shit about people that are on top.
Right.
You know?
True.
And
So
nobody's talking
congratulations.
then.
That is the other thing. We have learned to embrace the haters too. Because if people are spending the time to bash you publicly, then that means that you're probably doing something right.
Right.
And you're gaining popularity.
They
probably,
care.
so yeah.
And it kind of feels. Do you think maybe it's also when people do go out of their way to criticize others that they're trying to get attention on themselves?
I think so. Either that or I don't know. Like everyone's got their own thing, and
I like your philosophical questions.
yeah,
It's very
I like it.
interesting.
My questions have evolved over the years
Yeah,
too.
stick our teeth into this one.
Well, I think your questions sound like this interviewer we had yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You sound like a Hunter S.
I'm sorry,
Thompson.
I'm
You're ripping off
ripping
Hunter S. Thompson.
Well, thank you so much, of course. Halestorm, always bringing it, always just being the hardest working rock band in the world, and that's awesome, and we're proud of you guys
Should thank
every
you guys
time you
for
come around
supporting,
here.
man.
Absolutely. Steve Kim and Halestorm for Grand Rapids Rock Alternative 97.9 GRD.
David.
Oh.
David.